Well, it took a while, but the sunshine finally returned. We're in the upper 70s now. We'll be in the mid 70s to low 70s this evening, but the clouds are coming back. There's a lot of rain, a lot of much needed rain coming throughout the day tomorrow. I'll tell you when it's all going to come to an end in just a few minutes. It's 4 o'clock. The news starts now.
You're watching WAFF 48 News.
Breaking news right now, a man blamed for the deadly wrong-way crash is now being charged with murder. Huntsville police say 22-year-old Karai Cortez hit an SUV on I-565, killing 3 people, including a 3-year-old child.
Within the last hour, police identified those killed as Benjamin Johnson, Alexa Hannig, and her 3-year-old daughter, Hayden Martella. Johnson and the child died at the scene. Hannig died a short time later at the hospital. Cortez survived the crash with only minor injuries. In addition to murder, he's also being charged with DUI and driving the wrong way on the road. We're working to gather more information on this terrible tragedy. Look for updates online and in all of our newscasts.
Efforts are underway to recover an Egypt Air jetliner that crashed into the Mediterranean Sea. The vice president of Egypt Air says the wreckage has been located.
66 people were on board that aircraft when it went down overnight. Right now, there are no signs of survivors. Official word coming out of Egypt is the crash may have been the result of a terrorist attack.
Officials say the plane spun all the way around and suddenly lost altitude just before vanishing from the radar. White House officials say the U.S. is ready to help with the investigation. Steve Handelsman has the latest.
A U.S. Navy plane joined the search for bodies, wreckage, and clues to what looks like possible terrorism. This Egypt Air Airbus 320, 66 people aboard, no reported Americans, flight 804, left Paris for Cairo, but near Egypt suddenly turned left, swerved right, spun around, went off radar, and crashed into the Mediterranean. U.S. surveillance imagery had detected an apparent explosion, an official tells NBC News. There was no distress call from the experienced crew. 7 months ago, ISIS blew up an airliner leaving Egypt, killing 224 people. With terrorism suspected today, police are talking to ground crews at Charles de Gaulle Airport in Paris. American intelligence is helping check the passenger list for terror suspects. What about the risk of travel to the U.S. from Paris? Be confident, says the White House.
Flights that originate from Charles de Gaulle that are bound for the United States are subjected to additional screening that may not have applied in this situation.
Despite TSA understaffing and backups at U.S. checkpoints, TSA insisted today security will not be compromised.
We're not going to just let people walk through security. There's still going to be that process.
In the crash investigation process, the number one question is, why did Flight 804 crash? The key is to find the Airbus's black boxes on the sea floor. Experts say it's doable, but difficult and could take weeks. From Reagan National Airport outside Washington, Steve Handelsman, WAFF 48 News Now.
Egypt Air Flight 804 was an Airbus A320. It's the same type of jetliner that Airbus started making in Mobile earlier this year. However, the specific plane was not made in Alabama.
Oh, mix of sun and clouds out there right now, but we don't have any rain on our million-watt radar, but we're going to make up for that over the next 24 hours. The rain doesn't get here until the very early morning hours tomorrow. We'll show you what's going to get here ahead of that. The clouds, of course, they typically always get in ahead of the rain, but the clouds are coming in from the southwest. It will become mostly cloudy by about 9, 10 o'clock tonight. The rain, for the most part, the heavy rain is going to stay hugged along the Gulf Coast at least the next 12 hours, but we're focusing in on the area back here farther to the west. This will eventually intensify in the aerial coverage and move in through the day tomorrow. So widespread rain is on the way tomorrow. Your evening commute tonight, no big problems out there whatsoever. 76 degrees by 7 o'clock. We'll call it partly sunny. More on your forecast for rain. We'll go hour by hour through your entire Friday and talk about the weekend coming up next.
A search is underway for a man who robbed a Huntsville business this morning. It's a story we first alerted you to on WAFF 48 News at noon. A man with a gun robbed the Metro PCS off University Drive in Huntsville. Police say the man was wearing a mask when he walked into the business. He immediately struggled with the employee and stole money from the shop. The district manager says he's frustrated about what happened, but will try to get things back to normal.
Things like this happen discourages us from doing business, but hopefully we can put him behind bar and resume our life like normal. Good days, bad days.
The employee was taken to the hospital and will be okay. The district manager says a $1,000 reward is being offered for anyone who comes forward with information that leads to an arrest.
Allegations continue to swirl around Governor Robert Bentley, from a private email to non-disclosure agreements to burner cell phones. Today, Governor Bentley addressed those allegations. WFF 48's political reporter Michael Downa talked to the governor today. Michael, what did he have to say?
Well, the governor pretty much played defensive today, denying any allegations of wrongdoing, even as this controversy continues to swirl around him, including accusations of him using a private email to conduct state business. Now, Governor Bentley did not deny using the private email today, but he said the information is available through an open records request. However, that was not the only story today, as Bentley said that many of his staff members have signed non-disclosure agreements. Now, Governor Bentley says it was a former chief of staff's idea, but he admitted the practice is still going on.
If I were in a meeting talking about a very special project that was being proposed across the state, I would not want someone in my staff to go out and tell that to other people, to tell it to people who might purchase land around that area, that type of thing. So that's why we do it. It's not for anything other than that.
Beyond non-disclosure agreements and private emails, there's also the allegation of him using a burner cell phone to help cover up his alleged affair with Rebecca Mason. Now, Governor Bentley today denied those allegations and said it's just a rumor. Reporting from Montgomery, I'm Michael Downer for WAFF 48 News Now.
The Flame of Hope is on its way to Troy for the state Special Olympics. The annual Alabama Law Enforcement Torch Run began today in Huntsville. This is in Decatur. Officers will deliver the Flame of Hope in time for the opening ceremonies at Troy University. By raising money and awareness, law enforcement is the biggest supporter of Special Olympics.
Law enforcement and Special Olympics has been a very unique relationship and a marriage there for many years. And we're just so thankful for what they give to us more than we give to them.
It's a passion. It's my passion. It's his passion. It's every officer that is out here donating their time for these kids. It's their passion as well.
The Alabama Special Olympics happens Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Coming up, a road rage incident caught on tape. We'll show you the altercation between two women.
And a man is charged in connection with the stabbing death of an 11-year-old boy. We'll have that story.
And Brad is tracking rain that'll move into the valley tomorrow. His forecast is straight ahead.
If you